times do we think, okay, this girl is the one for us, this job is the one for us, this school is the one for us, or this whatever is the one for us.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't happen, and immediately we turn to the negative, like, I did something wrong. I could have fixed my resume. I could have fixed, that I said this. I could have fixed my application, something. Versus maybe that wasn't meant for me. Because what's meant for me will never go off track. It will always follow me. I'll always be able to go
the right thing at the right time.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
How we believe that, but then it'd be us, bro.
Look, if Ashanti and Nelly can run it back,
come on, run it back.
Get engagement, and they got a baby on the way. Maybe it's just the wrong timing, but the right thing.
But we want what we want when we want it, bro.
I get that.
We want what, and the more grown we get, the more childish we become, bro. Because we want what we want when we want it, and we want those things, and we mad at God about it, and we mad at the universe about it, and I deserve it,
and we're entitled to it,
and we're entitled to
how much we went through before that, and how hard we actually worked, and all this other stuff. But then when it don't happen, it's like, and I feel like sometimes that's a test, because it's like how you respond to this rejection. I'ma see, because
you talking good right here, bro.
You may have thought that whatever goal that you had, or whatever vision that you had at yourself working at this job, or going to the school, or whatever, was everything that you had in mind, and it was what you wanted. Bro. But once you get rejected, how you act upon
What's your response to it? How do you respond?
Yes, because at the end of the day, it could be a job that is 10 times better than the job that you wanted. It could be a school that's 10 times better than the job that what you wanted. It could be a girl that is 10 times finer, who's emotionally intelligent, who know how to cook, who know how to do all of this stuff for you. But we were so focused on what we attempted to get, what we attempted to do.
You're making me think right now, brother. Like, even I feel like I'm good with God, but I mean, this ain't about. I mean, y'all talk about what you want to talk about. But right now, I'm talking about God, because I'm just thinking about the way I respond to His no's sometimes, and I just would think about, like, my kids, the kids I support, the kids at college, my kids, my god kids, whatever. Anytime they ask me anything, 85% of the time, I'm going to do it. Even when it gets on my nerves, I'm gonna probably chew them out, and I might do something like it. But that's just kind of the relationship. That's kind of what I do. You know what I'm saying? You want it? I'm a god. Unless they don't deserve it, you ain't getting it. I'm old school like that. No, sir. But anywho, but I just imagine that if I do stuff for you, if you hear yes, or if I come through for you, if I'm consistent in my show up for you, the way I show up for you, and the one time I say no, or the few times I say no, you cop an attitude with me, you ain't talk, you become so, like, it feels so manipulative, it feels unfair, it feels ungrateful, it's ugly. Like, what's up?
Entitled.
But how we respond to rejection. Right, like, for those of you who believe whatever you believe in something, for me it's God, in Jesus, But for those of us who believe that, like, it's how I respond to rejection. Period. Life don't just give me lemons, bro. Like, I was just talking to somebody about this. Life also gives me sugar. So a few lemons doesn't undo all the sugar life has given me. A few no's in life, a few redirections, rejections in life should not cause me to respond in such a way that I dismiss and disregard the affirmations that life has given me to.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I like that too.
I like that. And we can get so angry when that happens to us, bro. It's
we deserve it, bro.
We do. But do we deserve it in that moment? Maybe we're waiting for us to build up a little bit more resilience. before we have that goal. Maybe we are not as ready as what we thought.
Because to your point earlier, if I have proof that you are not an expert on you. All the decisions you thought and all the things you thought that didn't happen and you glad it didn't happen and dodged the bullet dead. Oh, thank God you blew it. All them you swore by that was the way you swore he was for you. You swore Shorty was going but look at you. We got so much evidence that proves we're not experts on ourselves. And I think because we live us, we think we know us. We don't know you. You learning you every single day, bro. And so I think that's it, bro. We've got to be willing to recognize that maybe life is looking out for me because maybe I don't need, maybe Charlie really crazy. And I don't need that. Because you're going to make somebody crazy because you know you do. You know, I might.
How many times has that happened, my brother? It's like, oh, God, I got to get her.
She might be crazy.
I got to get her. And 6 months later, what the hell did I do?
All right, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, she ain't healed all the way. Shorty crazy. I'm telling you, you know, you got to, I'm trying to do that more, bro, and just think that God looking out for me, bro. And I know it's either protecting or it's or it's a like boop pivot this way or it's something, but life is looking out for me because I don't know me enough.
There's always some type of lesson.
Ooh, that's good,
some
bro.
Type of lesson.
Always.
And then something else I was just thinking about when you said that too. How many, like, it's happened so many times in which we'll have sometimes I feel like we're meant to be taught, like, if I have a job that I have a job now, but I have this dream career, this dream job that I have, and then once I get rejected from it, who's to say that I'm not supposed to be grateful for what I have now? And then once I learn how to function and how to manage and how to navigate the position that I'm in now, and I get comfortable with that, then it's like, all right, cool. Like, you got a lot more comfortable and you're happy and you're able to show that gratitude for where you're at now. So let me multiply it by 3 and see if you can handle that.
You're talking good.
And then we can continue to move forward with that. But you had to learn what it was like to be happy with where you are, as opposed to looking at how happy you could be, which is an assumption at the end of the day. You control a lot more than what you control a lot more now than what you are trying to assume in the future.
Pick me. I got one. Because you know what we do? Can I talk about this? I'm about to light y'all up. Because we always think life is out to get us because we so good in life. Oh, woe is me. Right. What if rejection is protecting somebody else from you?
I never think about that.
What if you the problem?
That messed me up.
I mean, Shawty be praying too. What if your rejection was what God was like, no, not him. No, anybody else.
What if it was one of her homegirls being like, you need to stop going for them type of dudes, and showing, lo and behold, you was that one that popped up, and she was like, my friends told me about guys like.
What if God had to say, what y'all talking about God? What if you got rejected from that job because your attitude funky, and they were finna put an immature attitudinal you in a high leadership role. Yep. You with your moody self and your mean self was about the God. No, God was like, I'm not finna do that to them people. What if just a what if, bro? What if rejection is life protecting people from your stuff? Y'all know, because it's always us. We always the victim. Nah, bro. Sometimes you the villain, bruh. It's you. Shawty better have said no. God, no. Because you was not going to ruin this girl's life with your inconsiderate self and your selfish No, bro. You don't got no good intentions with her. No.
That girl got nothing but a pure heart.
She is out here living her best life, praying every night in the house, cooking real nice and waiting on the Lord. No, you ain't finna do that to her. No. I'm just saying this, but these kind of thoughts, like, because can you do your part? if you do your part, bro, if you do your part to grow, to be a good person,
to be your best,
to be your best self, you know what I'm saying? Then it becomes easier to say life will bring me what's due me. It becomes easier. Live humbly. It becomes, you don't deserve not you know what I'm saying, but life will offer you what's due you in the grace of whatever you believe in or whatever, bro.
That's facts.
Yeah, but it might be you. It might be you.
You have to leave that as a possibility.
It's real.
You got to take that personal accountability. What did I do for this to happen? And so, yeah, I agree with you 1,000%, bro. But it's a lot of people have an issue with taking that personal accountability and especially taking constructive criticism. Sometimes we have that friend to be like, hey, bro, like, I'm gonna lie to you. Like, your attitude, your energy, when you walk into a space, you can feel my energy before I even say hello to you. You can feel that.
Yeah.
So depending on how you are coming up to somebody, especially somebody at a job interview, at a, if you're trying to talk to, whatever gender that you prefer, whatever the case may be, that energy is going to be met. But how are we able to handle that constructive criticism?
That's good, bro. Listen, I swear to you on everything I love, I had this conversation with the Lord today. I'm not lying to y'all. Y'all, so I told you about the situation with my young boys. And one of the things I was talking to one of the moms today, and she was like, she said, all of them got to have a conversation, right? Because all of them had a part in it, even if they didn't. Because if you didn't say something to your brother, you didn't say something,
you enabling them.
Then you enable them, then it's your fault too. And it got me to thinking, right? Like what, bro, first of all, like this is what I said, right, they need to hear that brotherhood is not always agreement. Brotherhood is, bro, I love you and you wrong. I love you and that ain't it. I love you and you not doing it right. And we got to do it without feeling weird about offering feedback and constructive accountability, productive accountability to our brothers, right? But here's the issue, because my belief, bro, is if you are close enough to pat me in the back, you're close enough to kick me in the tail. That's my belief. I would expect you to hold me accountable. If I was doing something you ain't, if you can celebrate me, you can definitely. Oh, yo, Code. If you close enough, same person. But
that's facts. I like that.
What I said to her was, bro, and this is what made me think. I swear, I'm riding. She's saying this, and Holy Spirit like hit me right.
I gotta take that down. I'm gonna hold you, but that was a bar.
What happened?
That was a bar.
Oh yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Bars. But yo, I swear, right? It hit me that we spend a lot of time. We spend a lot, with justifiably so. We spend a lot of time. We've spent a lot of time. I've spent a lot of time teaching and training and making a normal practice in black male spaces to affirm one another, to practice saying I love you, to practice sharing your emotions, right? I've made that an intentional thing because we need it. What I haven't made as intentional, but we need the practice in this too, is learning how to offer and receive constructive feedback. We have to learn how to do it. Otherwise, we feel uncomfortable if we have to do it. And we feel like we all feel moments where our bro is like, and we don't know what to say because we ain't practiced it. We ain't explored that dynamic in our relationship. We ain't, so like it's a thing, like we feel confident if there's competence there. So I'm like, so now part of my curriculum planning is like I have to put in how do we like building the conversation of accountability. If I can teach you as brothers how to practice and norm holding one another accountable, right? Just like I teach and develop you in practicing and normalizing affirming one another, right? Like, and it becomes a norm. What's up, King? What's up, brother? How you do? You got this. Like you got it. Y'all got it down. Now let's cover the other side too, because we ain't always acting kingly. We ain't always acting like stellar. And sometimes you got to say, yo, bro, I love you. I'm your man. I rock with you. But the way you showed up yesterday was less than, and what we do, because we'll still try to hold each other accountable. It just gets really frustrating. I was just like, I love my chapter, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes the accountability don't feel productive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like accountability feels rough and it feels like I gotta fight you, or I gotta cuss, or I gotta, you know what I'm saying? You would, well then you did. It becomes a battle. That's not what accountability does. Accountability grows me, so I don't need to fight it, right? And so I think we have to your point. I think we've got to be intentional about practicing the language, practicing how, so we're used to it. So then when you call me up and check me on some stuff, I receive it well because I've practiced this. I know what it feels like. It doesn't feel like an attack. It feels like a brother loving me in this way. Right. Because it's all love.
Right. And even if, that was a good point, Ghost. Even if like your man's comes to you and he's trying to talk to you about something that he felt like was wrong, it's still nothing wrong with you. Like you said earlier, in that moment, we may not know how to receive or how to respond to that.
Yeah.
It's still okay with me being like, you know, bro, I hear what you're saying, but let me think about
it. Let me think about that
for a little bit. And then I can come back with my answer, but at least I'm not going to get defensive, and it's not going to affect our relationship.
You should, right here. Right. This is the tip. Always think on it first.
1,000%.
Oh, because because to go back to rejection, to go back to that sense of some type of opposition or non-acceptance of me or critique of me, right? Because that's what it does when we're rejected by Youngin, by Shawty, or whomever. We go, it mustn't be me. This is what we do. So when someone else does it, it's the same thing that we're blocking.
Yep.
Except for when a man does it, I might not dismiss it off of that. I might get big and I might need to fight and I might whatever, you know what I'm saying, becomes so defensive that I don't hear what you're saying. And I want to hear what you're saying. I want to because I want to get better. And I want you to hear what I'm saying because I want you to get better. So always receive it and just wait. Think on it first.
I also think it depends on the message too. It depends on how I send that information.
Absolutely.
I can't sit up here and be like, hey, Coles, like what you did yesterday was some bullshit. Yes. This where you effed up at blah blah blah. Yes. It's like whoa, time out. Versus, hey, Coles, like let me just start off by saying like you my man's, like, and you know I love everything that you do, but personally I feel like it could have been handled different.
Okay.
You could have done something that comes across completely different. That first one, of course, you're going to get defensive because I'm somewhat attacking you.
It feels like an attack.
Yes. You're going to get that defense. So it's understood where that defensive-ness is kind of coming from, but how we send that message is just as important as how we receive that message.
Good.
So I really got to check on myself and say, all right, well, how am I sending this versus how are you receiving it?
Yeah, because when folks be like, no, because they misunderstood me. I'd be like, did they or did you misrepresent yourself? Huh? They might have understood exactly what your attitude, tone, language represented. That sounds like an attack. So they got defensive. They got defensive because you came offensively. Conflict don't have to feel tight. It's already tight because you got, you know what I'm saying? It don't have to feel tight. You don't have to. I want to disarm you in conflict. That's my goal. My goal is to disarm you. Okay. And to not make you brace up. That's my goal, is to disarm you. So if I come mad, and I might be, that's why sometimes, bro, I can't say it right now.
Okay.
Sometimes I gotta back up from it. Sometimes let me breathe before I take it to bite, because it really offended me. And that, you know, it can wait because my goal is not insult. I don't understand the formula that if I want to end up at resolving conflict, I got to create more conflict. How do we get to a resolve if I am intent on creating more with my actions?
I think if your intent is to create conflict, you don't need to be having that conversation. I think you have to take that step back and be like, I'm looking to get it.
What is your intent? Maybe that's it. What is your intent?
What's your expectation?
Are you going to have this conversation to resolve it, or you just want to get your point across? Are you going to have a conversation to resolve it and figure it out and come to an understanding, or you actually trying to start like you want to fight? Like what is it? What is your goal in conflict? What is the end goal? And is your route chosen the best way to get there?
How are you contributing to whatever cause that how are you participating in whatever space or whatever energy is in the room right now?
I am a participant. How am I participating? How? Am I adding to this fire, taking away from it? What am I doing? And you wrong, and you shouldn't talk to me like that. But am I about to like take it up on you?
Yeah.
Because now, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a way out of that. So I don't really listen. I can't have this conversation. You talk to me like this. I'm gonna go ahead and chill. I'm not going. Like, that's so much. I'm gonna bow out. You got it. You can yell at yourself. We're not gonna do that. Like, you can be mad, but there are rules, and like we gotta respect the like. Regard the relationships, regard the things that we're in, even in the midst of our anger, even in the midst of our conflict.
Yep. And I think a lot of times that happens in relationships at the same time too, bro. Like we'll go back and forth, as opposed to, you know what you just said kind of made me angry. I think I need that time to just go upstairs, take some space. And during that time, even though I'm saying that I'm taking that space, both of us are taking that space and being able to calm down, being able to decompress. And then once I feel better, and I think it's a time frame to everything. So do I think you should wait a week? No. I'd say anywhere between 24 and 48 hours. You should be able to have that conversation.
That's it. You have
much better space than what I was in when we had that conversation on Tuesday, but I know today is Thursday and I feel better. I'm ready to reapproach this conversation. Are you?
I love that, bro.
And it enters that it welcomes that space of, okay, yes, I'm ready. No, I'm not. But I know for a fact that we're not going to get to that same point of where we were at on Tuesday. And if so, we need to take that same step back and reapproach it on Saturday and go from there.
Okay, well.
And that's cool. If that's even little baby steps, all right, cool. We're going to pause right here as opposed to going backwards and we going at each other and we saying stuff that we're going to regret a little bit later. It's not worth it because then you got to apologize for that and then come back to the original topic.
We ain't, dang.
It's too much, bro.
Listen, you don't like apologizing, but yet you creating a whole bunch of conflict that you will have to apologize for.
And then if you don't apologize, then you got a whole nother
Oh,
problem.
man. Yeah, man, I agree with you, bro. I just conflict doesn't have to be chaos. You know what I'm saying? Like we can
that's a bar.
We can simplify bar.
That's a bar.
Bar. You know what I'm saying? But we can do better. We have to do better, bro. And I actually think, one of the things that I designed, bro, like, we do coaching and things or whatever, and you do therapy. I do coaching, but one of the things I teach and I've been working on is a literal it's a formula for arguing almost. It's how do we get to how do we have conflict in our relationship?
Fighting for
right? There are systems in place, and they're like, yellow lets me, you know what I'm saying? Like yellow lets me know, hey, I'm getting a little tight. It lets me know when to slow down. And we need to honor that in relationship because I think we can get through a lot of arguments if we honor and regard the people that we are in conflict with. I'm not gonna say nothing that I know is gonna end, like I know is gonna send you over in a moment where I see I'm not talking to hurt you. So when I see it's becoming uncomfortable, let me back up a little bit. Let's take a quick break. Let's honor the fact that like, all right, this is as much as I can talk about today. This is gonna hurt me, and I gotta leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do we? Because we have to manage conflict well. It doesn't have to be chaotic. It doesn't have to be. I know we think it does because that's what the world's taught us. That's how it's depicted, and that's how it's conflict is just we're not in agreement right now.
And we don't have to be.
And we don't have to be.
We may not ever be.
We may not. And then the agreement might be like we can't be. And you know what I'm saying? It doesn't, but it doesn't have just because we disagree don't mean we have to be at war, bro. We're not at war because we disagree. We just disagree. It doesn't have to fit. We're human. None of us agree on 100% of the things the same. None of us.
1,000%.
So in our we don't have to. It just doesn't have to feel like a fight just because we are on opposite sides. It's not a ring we're in, y'all. We're just on opposite sides of an issue. We're not on opposite sides of the ring.
Yes.
We don't have to fight, y'all. We just disagree.
It should be you and whatever person versus the argument. Me versus you versus the problem. And I think the goal of a conversation, especially a conflict or a difficult conversation, should be looking for understanding versus justifying whether or not like you're right, you're in the right, or you're in the wrong, or I agree with you or I disagree with you. That's not the bigger picture. If I can walk away saying, Yeah, I know exactly where Cozy was coming from.
Yeah.
I can see where he's coming from.
See.
That takes away from my need to be like, I think he's wrong, because that's selfish of me. Who am I to say that you're wrong in your opinion or how you feel about something?
It's you know what
that's
I'm
what
saying, bro. I think it go. You know, we talked about this whole how I think particularly black men, but maybe black people are just like, if you consider our emotional capacity and access as coloring and crayons, like we were given the 5 crayon box. You know what I'm saying? The awkward shape joints that you got in kindergarten, the big joint shaped like a C or a D, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. They ain't even go all the way around. Big old joint, hole like this, all stupid, but yourself. Color real hard. You know what I'm saying? 5 colors. These are the emotions you have access to. Well, then you get to 5th grade and you're like, oh man, what is Crayola and why they got 64 colors and a sharpener in the back? You know what I'm saying? Macaroni and cheese is a color. Just thinking about that. What? I just been coloring my macaroni and cheese yellow.
It's an actual. I don't gotta mix. I don't gotta mix two together.
But I think, bro, I really do feel like that we've ascribed so many things. Like it's got to be this or that. We don't give ourselves room for the things. In a minute, if we're in conflict, then I gotta hate you. If we're in conflict, then we're at war. If I understand, then I agree. I might understand why you did it, and I see it. I can still disagree, and it not mean we're at war or I hate you. Yep. I can understand it. I can empathize. I probably would have did something different because I'm me. You did that, and you're you. That gives me a little grace for you. I know you're different than me, right? Like I think sometimes we go, oh well, we disagree, so then we must be in conflict. Oh well, you're experiencing this way, I experience this way, so we can't like each other. Yep. You know, it's not how. No, bro. It's so many more. It's so much in the.
It's that gray area.
In that gray, it's so much in the gray that exists, and it doesn't. I'm not convinced it needs to feel like conflict.
It's that all or nothing thinking, bro. And what it reminds, I can almost guarantee that everybody has had a similar situation. You ever be sick back in the day when you was a kid, and like literally sick, not faking sick, but literally sick. And then the second that like you could laugh about something on TV, and the second that you laugh, your parents like, you're not sick.
Like, oh, you laughing, huh? School tomorrow. You're like, God, dang!
I can't laugh.
Things become unfunny because I'm sick.
It is not just I am sick with a fever on my way to death, or I am 110% healthy.
Did I lose my humor?
There is a
what? I'm not sick in my humor, Ma. My stomach. I'm throwing up food.
When the price is right, I want to laugh at some stupid price that they decided to choose at that moment.
I want to laugh at that. Oh, you laughing, huh? Oh, you better,
bro. But it's that literally shifts from generation to generation, from topic to topic, in terms of that all or nothing thinking. And we have to do a better job at being able to recognize that gray area.
Yeah.
Because there's so much compassion and there's so much love that's in that gray area versus it's either I get all of the love in my heart or I get all of the hate that I have in my heart towards whatever situation the case may be. And we can meet so much more in the middle, and it leads to us feeling a hell of a lot better about ourselves and a hell of a lot better than the situation, and being able to take that from different perspectives. Yeah. Because how many times we'll have this one perspective? No, it gotta be this way. It can't be no other way but this. And then it's like,
nah, y'all.
I'm whatever emotions are attached to that perspective, that's what I'm gonna go off of. Even when we're having someone telling us the complete opposite of what their perspective is. No, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. Yeah, but bro, this is exactly how I'm feeling. This is what happened. This is what I'm telling you happened. Nah, it's whatever image that I created in my brain. I'm taking that. I'm sticking with it. I don't care what you say. I'm gonna stick with it.
We be married to these identities, bro. We settle on it. We foreclose on it. This is they call it in sociology. It's called identity foreclosure. That's what's called identity foreclosure in sociology, bro. But like, no, we believe that that's it, and we can't grow from here. And this is all we gonna know ourselves to be. And I'm just that's not how the brain works. That's not how we are. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro. I'm ever learning and growing, which means I'm ever shifting and changing a little bit. I should get better. I'm better today than I was yesterday. I got a whole days of experience and knowledge I done gained, bro. So I can't be the same me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in core for sure. Like I'm gonna laugh at the same jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna beat it, but my capacity is building, and the way I think shifts a little bit, right? And to your point, I seek out different perspective. My practice is shifting. My practice is changing.
The grace is increased.
The grace bro. Everybody deserves grace. I'm convinced, bro.
Everybody got something going on, man.
They do, and I don't know what it is.
And I don't need to.
That's why I
extend that grace.
That's why grace. That's why grace. And that's why grace. Golly, bro. That was some good stuff right there.
That was, bro.
Y'all can send y'all offering to I'm gonna give y'all my cash. I'll give y'all my cash out. Yo, my Apple Pay.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm playing, man. Yo, this was good talk, bro.
This was, bro.
This was good talk. You should wear your Kappa shirt more.
I agree. 1,000%. I should agree. I didn't expect that, so that's why I was kind of caught off guard. But I 1,000% agree. Shout out to the good noops out there.
You was out here 1,000% out here on your good nooping today. Nooping, okay?
Y'all go ahead and signal walk this man up out of here, bro.
What you know in the comments since I'm playing. Oh man, yo. Hey, we so excited. Thank y'all for joining us, man. I know it's thank y'all. This has been cool. We're excited again to be back with y'all. So make sure y'all subscribe, share, do all the things, follow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So you can be caught up on all things Talking Out Podcast. Again, brought to you by Minds in Motion Therapeutic Services. Please check them out at mindsinmotiontherapy.org or at the handles that you see across your screen right now. Again, I am DCoze, and this is my good brother
Mike B.
You hear me? And we are the Talking Out Podcast, the podcast where we see you, we feel you, and we hear you,
and we got you.
And we got you, my brother.
Hey, bro.
It's right here. It left me so fast, but then it came. All right, we're gonna leave that there because we family. We're gonna even leave. I'm not gonna take that over. We're gonna leave that there because we family. We're gonna run it back though. Run it back. All right. They're Talking Out Podcast. Where we see you, we hear you, and we got you. Both say where you at, and we got you, man. Hey, we love y'all. We see y'all next time.
We see y'all, man.